Graham here, living the dream in October 2020 at the gorgeous Sandals Grande Saint Lucian. Without a doubt, here on my Living the Dream YouTube channel, my most popular videos are my resort and room tour. 2 years ago at Sandals Grande in October 2018, we've reached nearly 6,000 views already, and last year at the Sandals Grande Antigua in October 2019, we've already reached nearly 2,000 views. So you guessed it, in this episode I want to do a resort and room tour of the fantastic resort that is Sandals Grande Saint Lucian. But the one thing I want to make absolutely clear before I get into this video, it is October 2020. We are in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic, and normal isn't quite normal. So come and join me as I take you on an end-to-end tour of this fantastic resort that is Sandals Grande Saint Lucian. Fiona and I arrived at the awesome Sandals Grande Saint Lucian on Tuesday, the 6th of October 2020, and if you want to see our airport transfer video using the free Sandals minibus airport transfer, just look back to our last video, number 157. Before getting into this resort tour, let's set some context. The Sandals Grande Saint Lucian is built on the causeway, and this man-made causeway was created in 1972 during the construction of the Rodney Bay Marina. So turning off the Pigeon Island Causeway Road, you will go through security and enter this lane, this drive up to the main lobby area, where I will begin my resort tour. As I get into this resort tour, I should explain that I filmed it on the morning of Saturday the 10th of October 2020 between 6:30am and 8:30am. So if the resort looks pretty quiet, that's the reason. And I do this to try and protect the privacy of other guests. During our 11 nights at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucian in October 2020, the occupancy rate ranged from between 40 and 65%, which was great, bearing in mind that we were still in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. Anyway, we're outside the front of the lobby area of the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia, where you will arrive by bus or private taxi from the airport. All guests arriving at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucian first arrive at this living room area, where during October 2020 the Sandals nurse will check your temperature to comply with COVID rules. Once your details have been recorded, you'll be given a cold towel to freshen up before heading to the check-in process. And after you're cleared by the nurse to enter the resort, you head in to the main lobby area, where those staying in standard category rooms will go through the check-in process. And another piece of advice, I was able to check in using the Sandals app on my iPhone, and this saved an enormous amount of time pre-registering my credit card and saving about 20 to 30 minutes. After all, Fiona and I could nearly taste those first cocktails. And the lobby area is where you will find the evening entertainment most nights. In a bid not to break YouTube copyright rules, let's get back to our tour of the lobby on Saturday morning, the 10th of October, 2020. And this bar just off the lobby area comes to life at 6 p.m. every night when Pete makes his way up from the pool bar area to this lobby bar area. If you've ever tried Pete's cocktails, you will know Pete makes the best cocktails. And this is guest services, where residents can book restaurants. Of course, those staying in club level can use the club concierge service to book their restaurants. And of course, if you've got a butler, well, you can use the butler to pretty well do anything. Right, let's head towards the stairs that will take you down to the beach area. But first, I'm going to take you to see the Bayside restaurant. As most of you who frequently visit Sandals will know, the Bayside restaurant is typically French cuisine at night and breakfast buffet in the morning. However, this video was created in October 2020 and therefore during the coronavirus pandemic, so things weren't quite normal. However, Marvin, aka Denzel Washington, was on hand to explain exactly what the process was this morning at the breakfast buffet. And to be honest guys, it was quite simple. You didn't touch anything. You asked some of the fantastic staff here at Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in the Bayside buffet for breakfast to get you anything you needed. And this is probably a good time to remind you that at Sandals Grande Saint Lucia, tipping is not acceptable. However, you can show your gratitude for the awesome service that you will receive from various members of staff at this fantastic resort by going on to the Loop, an app that you will be able to download onto your iPhone or Android device. And this was something we used regularly during our 11 nights at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in October 2020, because the staff at Sandals absolutely make this resort. Anyway, let's get back to this resort tour and head towards the beach, which I think most of you who ever visited this incredible resort will say defines the resort. The beach, which is on Rodney Bay in the north of St Lucia, is absolutely gorgeous. So my plan for this tour now is to take you past the main pool towards the pier, then down to the water sports area before coming back via the Lagoon pool, where Fiona and I spent our days during our vacation at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia during October 2020. And then I will head towards the Overwater bungalows, past the main pool again, past the resort, before finishing this tour at Soya, Kimonos, and of course the Indian restaurant Bombay, which is next to the swim up pool area. And in my next video I will do a tour of some of the rooms at this incredible resort that is Sandals Grande Saint Lucia. So let's head towards the beach and of course the pier that defines this resort. Heading towards the pier, I wanted to make it absolutely clear that it was never that busy during our visit. And in fact, we visited this resort 4 times before 2020, and during all of our visits between 2013, 2016, and of course here in 2020, the resort was never that busy, and you had no problem getting towels and no problem getting chairs wherever you wanted them. However, and as you can imagine, the beach is extremely popular at this resort, so if you want to get a location that is your favourite, which suits you best, you will have to be early. However, don't worry, you will get a sun lounger on the beach no matter what time of the day you rock up. Right, moving on to the pier. And this one is sort of one of 3 piers at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia, the other one being of course where Gordon's is
at the water sports centre, and the third one, well, that is where the Overwater bungalows are, and I will come back to those later. So I'm going to shut up for a while and let you have a look at this incredible pier, followed by a montage of photographs. Okay, time to head to the other pier. That, of course, is Gordon's on the Pier. And in this segment, we will walk past both pool bars, the Jerk Shack, the Mariner, Barefoot on the Beach, the Water Sports Centre, and finally arriving on the pier. And of course, we're starting here at the Swim Up Pool Bar, before heading in the direction of the other pool bar, which tends to be a hive of activity throughout the daylight hours down at the beach, here at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia. And this, of course, is the famous Jerk Shack, where throughout the day you, of course, can get this barbecue jerk chicken. It's not really my cup of tea, but I know that other people rave about it. And next to the Jerk Shack is the Mariner, an outdoor bar where you can get lunch during the day, and I have to admit, my favourite, of course, is the Mariner Burger. And next to the Mariner is Barefoot on the Beach. At lunchtime, Barefoot on the Beach serves exactly the same food as the Mariner, but in the evening it becomes a fish restaurant, an outdoor al fresco fish restaurant. You can, of course, get surf and turf, but I'm not a fish guy, so therefore we didn't eat here in the evening. But other people who did thought it was rather wonderful. And after Barefoot on the Beach, we're walking towards the Water Sports Centre, past these waterfront rendezvous bungalows. At Sandals Grande Saint Lucia, all of your water sports are included in your all-inclusive package, and this includes the hiring of kayaks and hobby cats. You can also go windsurfing, snorkeling and diving. But if you don't currently hold a PADI diving certificate, you can, of course, do the initial course here on site at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia, and that comes at a small cost. And this is the second pier, where you will find Gordon's on the Pier, a fantastic restaurant that Fiona and I ate in 3 times during our vacation at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in October 2020. And before leaving Gordon's on the Pier, I will leave you with a montage of photographs from, of course, Gordon's on the Pier and the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia Water Sports Centre. Right, time to walk back towards the main hotel complex and take you around the pools. Any of you who know Fiona and I know that we're pool people. We much prefer to spend our day lying beside the pool, and this is the area we enjoyed every day during our Sandals vacation in October 2020. And next to our favourite pool is this relaxed, quiet seating area. And this brings us right back to the main pool area where we started. Back at the fountain, which is at the bottom of the stairs leading up to the lobby area, I guess you would call it the geographic centre of this resort. This time I plan to turn left, heading in the direction of the Overwater bungalows. I will come back to the Lovers Lagoon pool on my way back from the Overwater bungalows in the direction of the swim-up rooms. When Fiona and I last visited the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia back in October 2016, this was just a pier. They were building one example. Was it a test? Maybe just a proof of concept overwater bungalow. And 4 years later, this is what you see today. And if you watch my next video, the second part of this resort and room tour, which is of course the room tour, I will be taking you on a tour on one of these gorgeous overwater bungalows. And of course, at the end of the Overwater Bungalows Pier, you'll find the wedding chapel. And as we leave the Overwater Bungalows behind, it is time to head to the Lovers Lagoon pool. And this is the pool that Fiona and I spent the majority of our time sunbathing during our first visit to the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in October 2013. I know guys, it looks very quiet, but remember I said at the beginning of this video, I filmed this particular episode between 6:30 and 8:30. It's now around 8:10 AM or something like that, so of course it is still going to be very quiet. Most people are sensible and are still in their beds. And taking a walk up through what I believe is known as Building 2, we arrive at the swim-up pool area. I believe internally the rooms are exactly the same as the room we had, 3107, which you'll see in the next video during our room report. But as you can see, these rooms, as we cross this gorgeous little wooden bridge, have got the swimming pool coming right up to their door, hence I guess that's why they're called swim-up rooms. And walking past these swim-up rooms, you arrive at another restaurant complex. Now this restaurant, or should I say 3 restaurants, were opened when we were last at the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in 2016 and include Soy, Kimono, and of course Bombay, the Indian restaurant. Sushi isn't our thing, so Fiona and I have never visited Soy at any of the Sandals restaurants that we have visited over the last 8 years. We visited Bombay twice. During our first week, Fiona and I were there alone, and during our second week we visited Bombay again with our great friends Donna and Michael. And we all visited Kimonos on the Thursday night, so our penultimate night at this fantastic resort during our October 2020 holiday, and we had a fantastic evening. Hibachi food doesn't just taste incredible, but it's so much fun, made even better by the incredible staff at Sandals Grande Saint Lucia. And outside the front of Bombay, next to Kimonos, you'll find another bar. And this brings my resort tour of the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in October 2020 to an end. It took me just over 2 hours to walk the resort and take all of the footage to make this video, so I was getting hungry now, and no doubt Fiona had been up for some time waiting on me to join her for breakfast, so it was time to walk back through the resort towards our room. If any of you have ever stayed at one of these swim up rooms in the past, it'd be great if you could let me in the comment section below or on our Liv'n the Dream Facebook page, which of course you can find at Liv'n the Dream page. Arriving back in the main resort from the swim-up rooms, I found myself in the outdoor area next to the lobby bar. And in the previous years that we visited this incredible resort, this is where the chocolate night was laid out. But unfortunately, due to COVID rules, this had changed in 2020. We didn't actually attend the chocolate night at all. I have no idea what format it took. So again, if you want to let me know in the comment section below, I'd be really grateful. And on the way back to my room, I passed Dino's and Josephine's, Josephine's being the French cafe and crepe restaurant, and of course Dino's being the pizzeria. And my goodness guys, the pizzas are fantastic. And that's it guys, we're at the end of my resort tour of the Sandals Grande Saint Lucia in October 2020. I know that I haven't covered the spa or the gym. To be quite honest, I'm not a great fan of spas, and I'm definitely not a fan of gyms at all, and I don't think you should visit them on holiday. You should go away to a resort like Sandals, have a fantastic time, and worry about losing weight when you get home. Anyway, here I am back at the room 3107 where Fiona is waiting on me. Remember, next up is a room video, so until then, thanks for watching.